Welcome back to Cooking with Chris. Hope you all had a great Christmas. We certainly did. We ate plenty and we're not suffering for it because we're going to carry on cooking now. Right, what we're doing, excuse me, I've got to look at this because it's a bit of a mouthful. We're doing a dessert. It's chocolate rum and espresso pudding with a chocolate caramel sauce. This one is not for the faint-hearted, so if you're on a diet, look away. But here we go, we're going to cook a wonderful dessert for you. The ingredients for this one: espresso, unsalted butter, caster sugar, dark chocolate, rum, egg, plain flour, bicarbonate of soda and a bit of salt. Right, let's get cooking with this lovely dessert. There's a few steps to go through. So we're going to start off with our espresso, 185 grams of unsalted butter, our caster sugar, 300 grams. The lid goes on. And we turn this on to first speed, goes on for 3 minutes and it warms it up a little bit as well. Next thing to do is to add 150 grams of dark chocolate. Put the lid on, make sure the measuring cup is in, turn this on to speed 3 for 10 seconds. Okay, next part, what we do is we remove the lid and we leave this to cool until it comes down to 40 degrees. We grease some flour, some dariole moulds, and then we pour the mixture into them. Okay, we've waited for our Thermomix to get down to 40 degrees. It's got a cool function on here that tells you the temperature and allows you to make a very informed decision as to when you go to the next step, which is we've greased and lined our dariole moulds, we've greased them with butter and we've lined them with some flour. We will now go to the next part of this, which is to add 75 grams of rum into our mixture. That's nice. And then we will add 2 eggs. We now put our lid on with the measuring cup and we're going for 20 seconds at speed 3. There we are, that's that part of it done. And we will now add 150 grams of plain flour. And we put in 1 tablespoon of bicarbonate of soda, a pinch of salt. Put the lid with the measuring cup on and we will turn that on to speed 5 for 1 minute. Okay, here we go. That's all been mixed up and the next thing we have to do is to pour the mixture into the ramekins, and what we'll do is we pour it in 3/4 of the way up the ramekin. I've made a lot of sauce here. I'm not going to use all of it, we'll keep some of it stored for later. So 3/4 of it up to there. Okay, we've filled our ramekins and we're now ready to put these in the oven. We preheated the oven even to 150 degrees and we put it on fan. These go in there for 20 to 25 minutes. Right, lovely, our cakes are done. It's now time to make the caramel sauce to go over it. So we'll start off with 470 grams of whipping cream. Right, we now put in 1 1/4 tablespoons of liquid glucose. Very important to measure this out. It's extremely high in sugars and you can ruin the whole thing by putting too much in. We will now put the lid on with the measuring cup and we put this on for 4 minutes. It's going to heat it up as well and we turn this to speed 1. Now we come to the next part, which is to add 150 grams of milk chocolate. We put the lid back on with the measuring cup, and we will now make this go for 10 seconds onto speed 3. And we will now place a non-stick frying pan onto the hob, ready to create the caramel. Okay, we're now going to create the caramel, so we will slowly add 240 grams of granulated sugar into the pan, and when this is melted down, we will then add 75 grams of unsalted butter. Right, you've got to make sure that you get rid of all the lumps out of this before you add the butter, otherwise you end up with a horrible caramel. Takes a little bit of a time. As I say, you have to regulate the amount of heat you put into the pan because you don't want to burn it. Very easy to overdo it. Just keep turning and adjusting the heat of the pan. Getting a little bit hot, so we go down. Nearly there. You can see, almost done. Right, we've now got our lovely caramel, and we will add the butter. Turn the heat down even more. Once this is ready, we pour it into the mixing bowl and continue the process. Only a few calories in this, not too many. Who cares, it's the new year. Our motto is we like to cook. There we are, that's ready. So we'll now take it over and put it in the Thermomix bowl. Our caramel sauce has now been cooked on the hob. We put it into the mixing bowl, and the next thing is we put the lid on and the measuring cup, and what we will do is for 1 minute we will just stir this at speed 3. There we are, there's our lovely puddings done. Serve with some ice cream, and we're now going to add some lovely rich caramel sauce. Just a few calories, not too many to worry about. There we are. And what a lovely winter's dessert. Can't wait to try that one. That looks really good. Okay, there you have it. Our wonderful New Year's present for everybody. All right, don't worry about a diet, it's New Year. Anyway, thank you. Thanks for watching. If you like it, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. All right, I'm sure you'll enjoy making this if you have a Thermomix. If you don't, sorry. Okay. Once again, thanks Jack for all your hard work, and look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.